We talked a little bit about the palette that, when he first shows up, it's a more pastel-y, sort of pale pinks, washed out tones, that he's in this softer world. And then as he's with them longer, the shutters begin to close and things become more confined, slightly darker, as the mood of the film kind of moves to be a little darker. So we tried to, within the simple sets, tried to create that sense of shutting down, of confinement. And so that was something we discussed in terms of the color and sort of how it changed.
It was a conscious choice to make most of the clothes as opposed to renting them, and part of that was because we really wanted to stick to our color palette, which was more pastels. And those fabrics, we did a lot of research. Sophia and I went to the Met and looked through fabric books from the early 1800s, and we know what was available, but actually during the Civil War there was a lot of browns people wore, and because it was a somber time. But earlier they had lots of pastels and pinks and blues and whatever. So we decided that our characters hadn't had new clothes, so they had fabrics that were older, and we were allowed to use pastels. So we used a lot of, in order to stick to our color palette, we decided that it was best to make most of the clothes. We faded the fabrics before we ever made the clothes because we wanted the dresses to look like they'd been worn a million times and washed and faded in the sun, because they'd been hanging out to dry on the line. And that took a lot of stone washing and enzyme washing and all sorts of things, sanding. We do have to help the girls get dressed in the morning because they wear a lot of layers. They start with bloomers, and then over the bloomers they wear a petticoat and a camisole, and over that there's a corset, and they can't put the corset on by themselves. We have to tighten the corset for them, and once you're in the corset it's hard to bend down and put your shoes on, so that has to happen beforehand.
She really knows exactly what she wants, and that she is specific without being like a bull in a china shop, and which makes her set so pleasant. But for me, I just know that if I show her 4 things, it's a very quick answer. She knows what she wants, and there isn't a lot of waffling, which is a pleasure.
She brings a lot. She brings everything. For starters, Sophia's sets are always really lovely. Like, they're a lovely place to be, and that comes from her, because not all sets are that welcoming or warm or fun to be on. So that's number one. And she also has really great ideas about how she wants things to look, and she's decisive. She, doesn't falter on her decisions.
閉ざされた女の園に傷ついた一人の兵士。
You're a most unwelcome visitor.
You'll find them easily amused.
He seems to be a sensitive person. To be taken far away from me.
Can I get you anything?
女たちの心は奪われ、惑わされ、かき乱される。
Darling, wait.
底知れぬ女たちの欲望に打ち震える衝撃のラスト。ビガイルド、欲望の目覚め。
What have you done to